cyari kuri fesi rero cyose agenda kwiga mu mujyi arazinda aba ego ni bashoboka ko nayo Is coming.
I know they don't have a voter in this court.
Can lose his vote.
Explaining to them. Hello, sir.
If it may please you, my lord. The representation of the parties is as before, and all the accused persons are present in court, with A1 appearing from the women prisons. A lot of the assessors are equally in court, and watching brief today we have Miss Mhomza Ivy for Jonathan will be joining us. All of this matter comes up today for further hearing, and we are ready to proceed with Pw24. What religion are you?
My lord, I'm a Protestant.
you comfortable?
My lord. I'm a Protestant, my lord. Number 30844. Detective Sergeant, that is left.
They have gone to bring the Bible, my lord.
I swear by the Almighty God that the evidence I shall give now, touching the matter before court, shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Will you repeat your particulars for court?
I'm number 30844,
308.
Detective Sergeant, that is left.
I beg your pardon, 30.
30844,
Alphabet is where you are attached.
I wrote and attached to Ginger Road Police Division. I'm attached at the Ginger Road Police Division, my road.
And what directorate are you attached to?
My road, I'm attached at the Criminal Investigations Directorate under Homicide Desk. Homicide Desk.
And what are your key roles at the homicide desk?
My road, my key roles are to investigate criminal matters, criminal cases which are reported and are located to Homicide Desk.
What else do you do?
I do investigate cases, my road. I interview suspects. I do searches. I do arrests. I compile files. I forward files to DPP for legal advice. I take suspects to court. I follow up and go to testify against them if called upon.
In the year, in November 20, probably before I go to that, how long have you been in police?
My road has been police for 31 years.
In November 2023, where were you attached?
My road I was attached at the Ginger Road Police Division, the same department of homicide.
Some desk? Oh.
Homicide desk.
What role did you play in this case?
My road in the second November.
What role did you play in this case?
This case I was part of. I was on the team of investigators in this case. My road.
And how do you come to play this role?
I wrote on the second day of November 2023. I was at Chinawataka with I then OCCID General Division, Detective SP Akongo Bibiana. We had gone on another duty. She received a call after talking on the phone. She informed me that she had received an information that there is a case of alleged suicide by shooting at Mbuya. We proceeded to Mbuya.
Hold on. What time was this?
My road, it was around the 10 a.m.
Yes.
We proceeded to Mbuya.
When you say we, who are you referring to?
A team was led by Detective SP Akongo Bibiana. I was present. I had the Detective Corporal Danaid, Detective Corporal Oliakot Danaid, Detective Constable Owini,
Yes.
and the other uniformed police officers. And other uniformed police officers. We proceeded to Buya. Buya Fatu Road.
Were you also with Urugu?
We were with Urugu. Detective with the AIP Urugu, our Soko.
Yes, so you proceeded to Mbuya.
Fatu Road at Road 50.
Upon reaching at this home, who did you find there?
We found there ASP Gwang, and then he was the OC Borel. He was with the AIP Musede, Sarah Borel, and another lady, Prime Intelligence, also attached to Borel.
So when you meet Ogwang, what happened?
My road, when we reached at the home, Mr. Gwang briefed us. This briefing told us he had been called by teachers, informing him that there was a case of suicide by shooting. But when he responded, upon reaching the scene and seeing what was at the scene, the facts were not revealing suicide, they were instead revealing murder. Him and the CEO, AIP Musede, made a decision actually informed people said preserving the scene.
Where was he? Who said it?
Who said there was at the main entrance of the house.
So after receiving the brief from Ogwang, what else followed?
Madame Bibiana asked Obang to read us to one of the family members. Obang read us to one Patricia. Patricia read us to one Amanda Charles.
George.
I beg your pardon,
Led
uh,
us.
to Amanda George.
Okay.
Then is Amanda George my lord? Then Amanda George referred us to the Thai Charles. The Thai Charles, who introduced himself as a family doctor, led us to the seat of the crime, which was at the first floor. Upon reaching the first floor, my lord, the master bedroom was, the door was closed. There was a key in the lock. The key had remained in the lock. The door closed.
Yes.
Thai Charles opened the door. Our so-called AIT Urugu entered and made walk through.
Where were you?
I was at the door, at the entrance. I remained in the outside of the door, but on the door. The door remained open as Urugu entered. He made the walk through. He took photographs of the scene, the way it was. He made some photograph identifiers, put them on the key exits or places he identified.
Exhibits?
My lord, I was watching what he was doing.
He put exhibit identifiers.
Then, then he photographed when I was seeing my lord.
He made some photograph identifiers and placed them on there.
You know, this is what I have. He took photographs of the scene as was, made exhibit identifiers, and
After taking the photographs of the scene as it was,
yeah.
he made some photograph identifiers and placed them on the key exits he had identified. He again photographed when I was seeing. My lord, when he was done with his photographer, Madame Bibiana, I, Detective Corporal Onyokot, Detective Constable Owen, we entered. We also made a walk through the scene.
Where was Otai?
We are with Otai.
You entered with
We
him.
entered with him.
Okay.
That's my lord.
Just a minute. You can have the interpretation.
Leo tunaambiwa Wakristo namba 24 omusango guno kandi enamba y'omukozi eri namba 308 ina kandi akora ng'omukaguliriza ku kitendere kya poliisi. Bw'amazire kurahira bino byatugambiire akora ekitongole kya poliisi eky'oluguudo olwa Jinja hansi y'ekitongole ekikola eby'emisango na muno ey'okuyita kandi niho niko akatebe ayikaara mu kitongole kino. Emirimu gye erimu okupaguliriza n'okuseruliriza hali emisango eba enyegereirwe akatebe kino antebe ye erimu okupaguliriza ababa nibateeberezebwa kuba bakoze emisango, erimu okuseruliriza, halimu okukwata ateekaniza ebihandiiko kandi nabihayo okweyongera okagulizibwa mu mateeka aga haiguru kandi atwara n'abanyigerwa mu nyikaro z'amateeka kandi obundi abahondera okubahaho bwa kaiso oba baba bamweserye nga hati ng'ogwayeserwe. Abaire mu kitongole kino kya poliisi okumala emyaka 30. Okwezi kwa 11 omwaka 2023 akaba nabo nakora harugudo lwenyini halali akatebe ako kenyini ak'emisango ey'okuyita. Mu musango guno akaba hakitebe ekyo ekyali kikaguliriza amusango guno ekitebe ekyabairemu abantu bali baingikodizeni batugambira kandi ekiro kino ekyeberwa okwezi 2 okwezi kwa 11 omwaka 2023 akaba ali mukitebe kimwe kikutebwa Wataka omukaguliriza Akong yaterwa esimu kandi obu yamazire kubaza ha simu akamutererawe yamugambira nti hariho omusango ogw'okuteekerezebwa guli gw'okwita okuraba omukurasa ogubaire mu kicweka ekyo kyambuya uwe n'abantu bane b'ekitebe kye ahabaire omukyala Bibiana Akonga halimu we halimu n'omukaguliriza Oryokot na omunyoro Owinyi n'omukuru Olugu akora hali okukakura ebicweka ebikolerwaho emisango n'abantu abandi ababaire bajwaire yunifoomu betagambirwa amabara bakagenda mu kiikaro ekyo ekyambuya harugudo olweserwe Chwa 2 ekibanja 50 obahikire bakasangaho agwerera omukuru wa poliisi omunyoro Gwang akora poliisi eya Bugolobi basangaho n'Omunyoro Musere n'abandi b'ofiisa abandi nabo abakaba bali balugire abakulira poliisi ya Bugolobi obaikire Omunyoro n'Oguhang akabasobolaho ebike mu bigufugufu nk'oku Aiseruwege Otai Charles Mungu habaireho okwita kuraba mu kurasa kyongo babaire baikirawo barozere tukiweka kabatisa kwoleka okurasa okwita n'okwerasa baitu nikyoleka okwita we n'abantu abandi bakakusalaho okwetegereza muno amanyikirizo abizibiti ebyabaire biri byenkizo muno kandi yagarukamu yateera ebisisano byamazire ku biteeka ebimanyikirizo obubona omukulu otulina kyaleero kino Omunyoro Peteise aliwo n'arora ebyo omukulu olugu akaba nakola hanyuma y'ekyo uwe na Owinyi na omukyala Bibiana n'Omunyoro Olokot bali hamu na Otai nabo bakata hamu kiweka kino.
So upon entering this room, what did you observe?
I wrote immediately after entering the room. First thing you could do, there was something like a human being lying on a mattress, covered with bed cover. The mattress had been placed on the ground, structure of the body lying on it. There was a bed, master bed, which had a pool of blood. On the bed, there was a pistol, there was a cartridge, there was a live ammunition, and a projectile. My lord,
Just a minute. You said you saw a structure of a human body lying on a mattress. Placed,
Right.
yeah. Human.
Yes, something right.
Okay. Lying on a mattress placed on the ground.
yes, my lord.
All right. Did you establish how it came to be on the ground?
My lord, I later established that it was a dead body of a bureaucrat.
Pardon? You established that?
It was a dead body. Of a male adult. Was identified by Thai Charles as the body of Henry Katanga. When I inquired how it came to the mattress which is laid on the ground,
Who did you inquire from?
from hotel. He told me it was lifted from the position on the bed to that mattress by him, a Thai, and a Manili judge.
What was its original place?
The original place, my lord, was on the bed, the master bed.
You also talked about seeing the live ammunition, pistol, and projectile that were on the bed. Did you establish how they came to go on the bed?
My lord, upon interviewing Otai and Yamanyire, the ammunitions, the one ammunition, one cartridge, and one projectile was found by Amanyire George
The projectile?
when he was mopping the room, the master bedroom. He was mopping the floor. He found the projectile, the live ammunition, and the cartridge, and he inquired from Martha and Patricia. I found these things, where do I put them? According to him, they told him, place them on the who? Martha and Patricia told him to put them on the bed.
For the hope.
Amanyire.
What about the pistol?
My lord, according to Otai chat, the pistol had been taken away by Patricia, and Otai told him to bring it back where it was. Patricia brought it back and placed it on the bed.
All right. So apart from now, when you see the structure like of the body, you have identified the body. What else did you observe on this body?
My lord, upon uncovering the body by AIP Soko, upon uncovering the body, removing the bed cover by the Soko Orugu, I observed the body was tied straight, the arms were tied to the body by use of a gauze. The legs were tied together by a gauze, and there was another gauze which was tied on the head from down upwards,
Under the chin.
from under the chin up to the head was tied.
You establish who had done the tying of this body.
My lord, according to Tai Charis, is the one who tied it. It had been cleaned by him.
How did you establish that the body had been cleaned?
My lord, when you see the pool of blood which was on the bed where the body was removed, that body would have been having blood. But in this instance, had nothing like blood, apart from the gauze which had tied and some cotton which had the gauze which had been placed on the wounds.
Okay. Yes. What else do you observe now on this head apart from the gauze that was tying?
My lord, when the soldier removed the gauze which were tied the head, and we were trying to see the nature of injuries which were in the body, we removed the gauze which had covered two wounds. The deceased had two wounds. One was slightly above the ear on the left, and one was through the right ear.
What did you make of those injuries?
My lord, the two wounds were bullet wounds, and when I looked at them, the one which was on the left was an entry hole, was slightly above the left ear, was an entry hole. The one which was in the right ear was an exit wound where the bullet exited from.
How did you come to the conclusion that the one on the left was the entry and the one on the right was the exit?
My lord, according to bullet wounds, the entry wound is always smaller than the exit wound. Secondly, the entry wound has tissues which protrude inwards. Then the exit wound tissues protrude outwards, and it is always larger than the entry wound.
Anything else that would have guided you apart from the size and the flow of the leaf, the entry and exit wound?
My lord, it is only this body had no any other wound. There were only two wounds.
Okay. What else did you observe?
My lord, when we entered that room, on the floor, there was a sign of mopping. There was a sign of mopping. There was some blood splashes in the curtains, in the wall, and some blood splashes on the ceiling. There was also some blood smears on the wall near the door, to the master bedroom, and on the door handle.
Okay. And you said that on the floor you saw signs of mopping. Did you establish who was doing the mopping?
I have established the one who was mopping was Abamire George.
How did you get this information?
My lord, I interviewed him.
And what else did you observe in the bathroom?
My lord, when I proceeded to the bathroom, it was a bit wet, with water mixed with blood. There was a bucket with water mixed with blood. There was a mopping rack with a handle which also had some blood.
You said you saw a bucket?
There was a bucket in the bathroom.
Yes. What was in the bucket?
There was some water, which was looking like having blood. Then the mopping rack, which also had some blood. So it was wet with water mixed with blood. In the same bathroom, there was a toilet, had some water which is mixed with blood.
The toilet?
The toilet, which was on the same washroom.
Okay. How did this mopping rag look like?
It's a mopping rack, it's a cotton thread like with a handle.
And how did this room look like to you?
My lord, apart from these signs of mopping, the room it was well arranged. Things were not scattered, it was arranged.
What else do you see still in the room?
My lord, while I was in the room, there was an agreement, sales agreement, which was on the table. There was a sales agreement for a house, and that agreement had been signed by only A1. The place where the decision was supposed to sign was vacant.
And why were you interested in this agreement?
My lord, when you look at the agreement, we suspected this agreement could have triggered maybe the misunderstandings which were in the room.
What happened to this agreement?
My lord, the agreement was recovered and executed.
Who recovered it?
It was recovered by AIP Urugu, Soko.
Upon looking at this scene, what did you make of it?
My lord, upon looking at the scene, the alleged case of suicide was ruled out.
My lord, I wish to object to that peaceful because it is an opinion, evidence, witness of fact, what he saw, not to give us his opinion.
My lord, the witness we have is an investigator. And as an investigator, he is allowed to draw inferences from the observations he's making that would guide him on the course of investigations. And I believe he's in a right place to explain what made him and his colleagues take the course of investigations that they did. And I believe that his evidence should be accepted, my lord. Yes. You are
The
most
basis
obliged.
of his conclusions
Yes, my lord.
can testify.
We are most obliged, my lord. What did you make of this scene?
My lord, upon looking at the scene, I, as the one who was there, did not look a suicide case.
Okay.
That's why we started investigating it as a homicide case.
And what guided your decision? What did you base on to come to that decision?
My lord, when we came to that decision, we looked at the entry point, the gunshot wound, at the exit point, the gunshot wound, and the contradictory.
Hold on. So after looking at the entry and exit, what did you make of this wound?
When I looked at the entry wound, my lord, I looked at the exit wound.
Sorry to ruling still applies to this part, so this witness can give us opinions on entry and exit wounds when there is not an expert.
How many?
He's not an expert, my lord. I think the law is very clear who an expert is. And it's our submission that this witness is not an expert and cannot determine for us.
So
Entry
expertise can be got by experience, and is here a policeman with 31 years study? Let him tell us, have you encountered gunshot wounds before?
My lord, maybe if I could just say before he answers, the detective sergeant can never be an expert on entry and exit.
How long have you spent in homicide?
My lord, I've been homicide
How many years?
for 27 years.
You've been in homicide
I-
for 7 years.
When I joined the CID, I was put in homicide desk.
So you have been in homicide.
I've been in homicide for 27 years, my lord.
And in those 27
And,
years,
And my lord, when we talk in terms of experts, when we are investigating such cases, we even guide experts.
My lord,
no,
my lord,
we're still asking him. So in those 27 years,
Yes, my lord.
how many gunshot wounds,
There are very many.
homicide by gunshot wounds have you encountered?
There are very many, my lord.
About how many?
I may not count. I have joined. I've visited.
After 27 years.
My lord.
Do you expect him to count?
My lord.
Because you see,
my lord,
that is why Sergeant is simply Sergeant. Still a Sergeant. Sergeant.
my lord, I think that is very unfair and disrespectful to the witness. And we request that you apologize. No, somebody being in the rank at which they are does not mean that they don't know what they are doing or what they are explaining. And it's not the one in charge of doing promotions in the Uganda Police Force.
Mr. Benitez,
Yes, my lord.
tell us what Mr. Benitez, tell us what you know about experts and exit wounds. In your experience.
Yes.
My lord.
You tell us what you
My lord, I've visited the scenes of robbery
know. Yes.
where guns are used.
Yes.
I've visited murder cases where guns are used.
Yes.
Always entry points are smaller than exit points.
Looked at the entry wound and the expert wound and the exit wound.
And what did you
concluded?
make? And what was your conclusion?
My conclusion was, my lord, this was not a suicide case.
And why did you say that?
Having seen at the point where entry wound was, is unpractical for somebody who is taking away his life. Look for a complicated point. The normal people here in Ginger Road around here, I've encountered like there are 4. Yeah.
And how was the shooting? Which part?
They normally put the gun here, here, on the ear, here on the cheek, here, and maybe on the chest.
They put where? On the ear.
On the ear. Most of them put here.
Easiest part. Okay. So apart from the entry and exit wound, what else guided your decision to investigate this case as a homicide?
My lord, when we were interviewing the phone there, they had different narrations. Different narrations and how they had to destroy the scene by destroying evidence, changing how they see the formal.
My lord, we have been told my colleague Jonathan. Apart from giving different narrations and hurriedly changing the scene, maybe we could bell to end. Okay. So apart from hurriedly changing the scene, what else?
I beg your pardon, my lord.
Apart from hurriedly changing the scene and there are different narrations that they were giving to you, what else guided you on the decision to investigate this case?
My lord, mostly was the point.
Okay.
The point where the entry wound was.
Okay. Interpretation.
Tumaze kutaha omukiika kino kitegeezebwa nti hakaba haliho ekintu ekikusana nga omubiri gw'omuntu kiswekerwe engoye ez'okweswekyamu hanyuma oba amazire kusuukuraho engoye ezo obwo nzisuukirweho omukulu akaba nakuwa ekyo ekyakikolerwa omusango kandi hakaba hariho omupaalisi guteirwe hansi niho ekisani kino kyali kiteirwe kikaba nikisana nk'omuntu hanyuma bamazire kusuukuraho baketegereza nti buli mubiri gw'omuntu ogwo bateire hari omupaalisi ogwo bali bateire hansi kandi hakaba hariho isasi rimwe litakakozere hariho yamunde entaito ekika y'enkora ya Kristo hariho akasaho akahura amasasi munde enu kandi hakaba hariho n'ekisonsokoro ky'esasi hanyuma baketegereza nti mazimako buli mubiri gw'omuntu omusajja mukuru nibagambirwa otayi kandi nti amabara ge niwe Henry Katanga oba mukaguize guta kuba guli hansi otayi akabagambira nti uwe namanyire baguhimbirege omutumbi baguha kitabo bakuteeka mupaalisi hano hansi kandi bakamugambira nti aisasi n'ekisonsogoro n'akasaho ebyasangire ha kitabo bikaba bizoirwe amanyire lweyali abiteireho ha kitabo aho bwakaba nasimuura mu kisiiko omwo obyo akagwize nti akakaguza Martha na Patricia ali akusobola kuteeka ebintu bino bamuragiira abiteeke ha kitabo emonde eno sigikira haliho tayi ekaba eihwirweho Patricia baitu tayi akamusaba agigale ali ebairege yagigara eyateeka kitabo kandi obaihireho engoye z'okwesweka omutumbi gukaba gubyamizibwe guterekereire kandi gusibirwe n'engoye ez'eirwaro, emikono hamu n'amaguru byona bikaba bisibire biterekerezibwe ha mubiri guno ogwa Henry Katanga. Okuruga hansi y'omutwe akaba asibirwe okuhika haiguru, asibirwe n'engoye ezikwera ezisiba ebihoya by'eirwaro, kandi omutumbi niguzooka nti gukaba gusemezibwe kandi kino kikaba kikozerwe otayi. Kurora omusaayi gwali gusesekera omu kisiika muno, omutumbi guno gukaba gwina kuba gwina omusaayi baitu kandi ha murundi guno gukaba gutayina musaayi gwona gwiho gusibirwe gwona guterekerezibwe kurungi. Obwatireho omukuru akaba nakura ekyo akayihaho engoye zino ezisibekoye z'eirwaro ezali zisibirwe na muno ha mutwe, nibenda kwetegereza ebihoya biri ha mutwe bikusana ki. Bakarora ebihoya bibiri ha mutwe, hakutu kandi n'ekindi hansi ho y'omutwe. Ebihoya bino bikanyoreka nti biri bihoya ebyemundu ebisasi byona hamu biboleka nti bikaba bihoya by'omuntu arasirwe isasi, okusigikira hali ekihoya kyabaire kitandikira nahali nikyoleka hali amasasi gatahire nahali liturukire. Esasi mirundi ekiro kwingi esasi hali litahira haba hali hataito hata kwingana na hali liturukire haba hakugaziho habokuba haba haliho obucweka bw'omubiri mirundi ekira obucweka kiweka niboleka nti ho hagazire kusinga hali esasi litahire. Kandi mazima ko biri bihoya bibiri ebyo byakizire kurora nokwetegereza omu kisiika muno haseminti hansi hakaba haliho ekikwoleka nti hasimirwemu, hakaba halimu omusaahi ogumaisikire hali enkintu ez'omu kisiika omwo kandi nahaiguru akasolya hakaba halimu omusaahi ogusigisigirwe akusiika amagenda ringi kandi na ekinyororo ky'oringi nakyo kikaba kiriho omusaahi. Baketegereza ngu okusiimuura kukaba kukozerwe amanyire George obakaba nibamukaguliriza ebikaguzo kandi omu kisiika muno akaba alimu ekyogero ekikaba kijubire kirimu n'amaizi agateeranizibwemu omusaahi, halimu ekikwate kirimu amaizi nagwo nigazooka nti gatabiremu omusaahi. Ekisiimuura nakyo kikaba kijubire n'amaizi agalimu omusaahi kandi hakaba halimu ekyoloni eky'omunju nakyo kirimu amaizi galimu omusaahi. Ekisiimuura kino kikaba kisiimuura ekikozere mu mahuzi g'epamba kandi kiina omukono. Okwihaho ebyo okusiimuura kikoleka nti n'ekisiika nakyo kikaba kiteekanizibwe kurungi hatalimu ebintu ebinaganagirwe. Omu kisiika muno nakwo hakaba halimu ekihandiiko eky'okwikiraniza kutunda, ekimu hali ebyombeko by'amaka gano kandi ekikaba kiteereho omukono mutukufu mole baitu omugenzi ali akaba alina kuteeka omukono gwe akaba ataliho kintu kyona. Ekihandiiko kino bakakigonza habwokuba bakatekereza nti kisobora kuba kiri kimu ali ensonga ezireesereho okungana omusibo oba olundi bakakihayo bakireeta ng'ekizibiti kandi okutunula ekicweka kino kyennyini ebikaba nibigambibwa nti omuntu ono ayeisire ko bakabisalamu bakyetegereza nti tukaba omuntu ono akayitibwa nikwo ono basalawo batandike okukaguliriza ha musango ogw'okuyita okusigikira hali esasi lyatahiire na hali lyaturukiire nikyo kintu kiri kimu kale ebyo ebyabaleetereza okwetegereza nti tukubaire kuyita baitu tukubaire kuyita omunyarwanda beteise abaire omukitongole kino okumala emyaka 27 mu myaka eno alozere ebikoya bingi ebyamasasi kandi mazima ko mu byona hali esasi litahiire haba hatiito okusinga hali liturukiire kandi nikyo balolire bagamba nti kuno tukubaire kuyita kyonka tukubaire kweyita baitu tukubaire kuyita omukumaliriza bakalarwa bayetegereza nti kandi omuntu weena owaba nayenda kweyita tikyanguhire okuseera ekicweka okutandikira hali ekicweka ekiramutalibaniza abakiro bingi aseera ekicweka ekiramwanguhira kugamba nka hano hansi y'omutwe rundi omukifuba olundi omukutu abakwekyo ekibano kyanguha muno kale abwekyo bakasalawo okutegereza omusango gw'okuyita obutali kweyita bino nibyo ebintu ebimu ebyabahaire okuragirwa kandi n'okuba nti akabaho ebikubazibwa bingi ebikaba bitakwatagana kale abantu ababaire baloho omu maka kandi nekintu ekikulu ekindi nti bakanguyiriza muno okuhindura rundi okusiisa ekicweka kino okukaba nikiisana baikukira muno hali esasi lyatahiire na hali lyaturukiire nikyo kintu ekikulu.
use mine.
Recording in progress.
Mr. Bete, if we can continue. What followed next when you decide now that this is a murder? What followed?
My lord, when we follow to what made us decide that this is not a suicide, we found out that we should involve other stakeholders. But before we called the other stakeholders, we interviewed the potentials. While still in the room,
Please go slowly. We are
Madam Bibiana asked the potentials. He said, "You really tell us the truth. It seems this room had a third party. So tell us the truth." The potential said, "Okay, let me tell you the truth." Said, "My lord," said, "when I was called by Patricia,
Now, this conversation is Charles.
I was with Bibiana and the potentials in the same room."
Diana already told us that part.
So you don't want this witness to testify?
Let me finish. I don't think you have read it. These conversations are dedicated to one individual. Other, what do we do? One witness came and told us that this was what you had guided. The witness immediately said, the what person said to them, and not what the person said to another person in their eavesdropping. Because remember, we had this discussion about intelligence formed me.
I remember we had that discussion when there was Hope told Viviana what he had heard being discussed, but not in her presence. She
Yes.
did hear.
Yes,
She was just told. Here is part of the room.
yes,
The conversation is allegedly going on while he's there.
You got us very well, my lord. We are most obliged. So, Bibiana asks Otai
He said, as if there was a third party in this house, tell us the truth. So Tai said, let me tell you the truth. That when I was called by Patricia, we reached here in this room,
Told you.
I found the wife, not the A1 now, was unconscious, lying down. The man who is now the deceased was on the bed. I and the Patricia took A1 to Goroi Health Center. At the Goroi Health Center, we gave her aid and referred her to IHP.
Okay. So after receiving this information from Tai,
Now, we found out that it needed now other experts to analyze the scene. Madame Bibiana calls for backup from her bosses. Then Orugusoko,
why did you feel the need to call other experts to analyze this?
my lord, according to the scene, there were some, like for example, the blood, the way the blood was unclear for me. I was not an expert in blood pattern. We had to call other experts who can come and analyze the scene, but they can guide us.
You said the way the blood.
My lord, when Madame Bibiana called for backup, Soko Orugu called for backup, for us we retreated now from the room.
Then and the so-called for backup, the others.
Actually, all the team left the room and closed it. Then I and the other detectives who had moved with, like Oria Court, Owini, started interviewing these people who had slept at the room, at the house. The ones whom we found at the house.
Before you did what?
The ones who were at the hall, like Kamanine, Katai, Patricia, then there was a chef, another lady.
Those who had slept at the house,
All those who
For those whom we found at the house.
I know that I thought those who found at the house. You said the chef.
There is Amanire,
Repeat for us.
there's Amanire, there's a Thai,
Yes.
there's a chef,
Yes.
then there is another lady, I've forgotten the name.
Who else?
There is a lady. The chef is called Wahereza. Then there is Denise. Denise is a lady.
And who else?
Actually, those are the people who found at the home.
Where was Patricia?
Patricia,
She has mentioned her. Okay, Martha.
there was muscle. But physically, I do not interview myself.
Okay. All right. And when you retreat, what did Otai tell you?
When I interviewed the Tai told me, let me tell you the truth. I was called by Patricia, but she was requesting me, but they didn't want this case to be reported as just by shooting. She wanted him to assist for the case to be reported as accident. At this time, that's when she brings in a version.
So when Otai tells you this information, what else did he tell you after receiving the? What did he do after receiving the request from Patricia?
Now he brings in another version. He tells me the A1
Okay.
was brought to me. Now, this time he changes from I found her in the room.
Okay.
Said it was brought to me at Mogorobi Health Center where I had worked a night shift. Then he told me he called the doctor who was working at night. They gave her first aid and referred her to IHK. Patricia went ahead. Otai followed her using an ambulance with A1.
So who did he travel with in the ambulance?
We had a driver and the A1.
So after receiving this information now from Otai, what else did he tell you he did on that day?
After leaving IHK, he came back to Gorobi Health Center. Probably was really called by Patricia. Come home. Telling him that there is another incident. I wrote when they came back home to the home, Otai, Patricia, and Martha entered the master bedroom. He told me Patricia sent for a mattress. He told Mania to go and bring a mattress from the store. Manila brought a mattress and joined them in the master bedroom. They laid the mattress on the floor. Where they shifted the body, which they picked from the bed.
Yes?
My lord, he told me he's the one who cleaned the body, he's the one who tied it. I again interviewed the
And later, what brief did you receive from Viviana about what Kai had told her?
as we were going on with our inquiries, having seen how he again gave me another version. Madame Bibiana told me he had again gave me version. The first version told me the A1 had already left home and gone to work at State House.
Now, this one now for Vienna's version, the version of Vienna.
Go to another area.
Okay. What else did your Kai tell you he had done?
Actually, much of what he had done is to change the body from where it was, putting it on the mattress, tying it and covering it.
Okay. Who else did you interview?
We interviewed Amanile.
You also record his statement.
I recorded Amanile's statement, my lord.
And when you interviewed Amanire, what did he tell you?
Amanile told me he got up at around 6 in the morning. He moved out to wash the car of the master, which was parked in the yard. As he was washing the car, he had something like a scuffle. He went running and informed the chief. Where is it? He asked him, are you hearing like sounds when some people are fighting? Whatever said, I'm hearing like a scuffle, but it is like in a neighborhood. When I said no, it's like it is from our master's house. Continued upstairs, and called the girl who was in the house, Miss. They moved together to the room of the master and found it locked from inside. They tried to knock, but the door remained locked. Then they called the daughters of the deceased. Actually, they called the mother on the phone. They again moved down, make more calls.
When you said down, what do you mean?
There is upstairs, that is floor one. Then they moved to the ground floor. So Amanda told me, while you're down at the ground floor, before that he had had something like a breast. He had had something like a breast before going to
Downstairs.
downstairs. Says he thought it was a jug. Thought it was a water. He thought it was a water jug which had fallen down.
While downstairs,
While downstairs, he heard a voice of A1 calling him. Then he moved up to first floor. Where he found A1 was already in the bathroom of another room. She had moved from the master room to another room, the bathroom. Within a short time, the daughters, Martha and Patricia, arrived. Amanire assisted in carrying A1 to the yard where the vehicle was parked. A1 was driven away by Patricia to the hospital. Amanire came back the upstairs. They had left Martha there. Martha told Amanire, get a bucket, mopping rag, and start mopping. That was outside the master bedroom. This area which stretches from the master bedroom to the other second room.
what about the master bedroom?
The master bedroom, my lord, was locked.
Who had locked the room?
It was, according to him, it had been locked by master. As my lord, as he was mopping, he remained concerned about his master.
I'm sorry. The same problem is counting what an electoral
My lord, it was
Amanire
Amanire.
told him what
Yes.
Martha.
Amanire told him that Martha told him to clean, so he
Yes.
cleaned. But that Amanire stated that as he was cleaning,
Yes.
he got concerned. Yes. So Amanire stated that himself as he was cleaning.
As he was cleaning,
Yes.
he felt concerned about his master. He called on his master's phone. none was receiving. He again called several times. Then Martha comes and says, I told him
Master's
We are
phone. We are
on
writing.
the master's phone.
Yes. You said he called several.
Several times on the master's phone, it was not being received. When he tried again, or the master already deceased now.
Yes. So you said
What-
when he tried again.
When he tried again,
Yes.
Martha comes with the phone of the father. Says, I've told you it's clean. Why are you calling on the phone? So he told him to continue cleaning. So he cleaned that open press. I wrote when this master, when Patricia came back from IHK, I had come. When Amanda joined them in the room, that is in narration. We entered the room after moving the body from the bed now.
Just hold on.
Yes, mother.
So where we stopped following you is you said that Martha told him to continue cleaning. So he continued.
He cleaned and finished that upper part, the middle part.
What followed?
After all this, when they had removed the body from the bed, placed to the mattress.
Hold on. What followed? What did he tell you after he had done the cleaning
outside.
outside? What did he tell you he did next?
My lord, that's when these other people come in.
Okay. Which people are you
That
referring
is
to?
Patricia. When he called the hotel now.
Who else?
Patricia
Yeah.
was joined by Massa and hotel.
Where did they go?
When they entered the master bedroom,
Where was he when they were entering the room?
Amanira was around. But
So-
the three first entered.
Okay. So what else does he tell you?
After sending him to bring a mattress, them having removed the body from the bed.
After?
After moving the body from the bed,
So let us slowly.
yes, my lord.
So after you said Patricia did what to him? What instruction did Patricia tell
Told him to go and bring a mattress.
you? No, I have not recorded this.
Don't write. Don't write.
If you are not interested in the story, please don't write.
Tells him, clean the master bedroom now. Clean the master bedroom now.
Clean.
The master bedroom.
Who did he tell you remove the body from the master bed to the mattress?
It is him, Amanire, and hotel.
Okay. So He is told by Martha to start cleaning the master bedroom.
Is Martha
He-
and Patricia.
Okay. According to Amanyira, did he clean?
He cleaned. As he was still cleaning
Where was he cleaning?
in the master bedroom,
Yes.
the police officer came and stopped him. Told him to stop from where you have reached and come out. I read that's where it is.
Obamazire kwetegereza kandi okucwamu nti kubaire kwita kyonka kubaire kwita bakacwamu baleete abantu abandi abo bakikwataho kandi omubwire buno omukyala Bibiana akakakuza Otai amugambire amazima genyini kiki ekibaireho kandi Otai akaikiriza yagamba nti kale kankugambire amazima genyini obwo tibakyali omu kisiika ekyo. Ahokuba omukyala Bibiana kaba narora nagamba nti hakuzooka habaireho omuntu ondi omu kisiika omuto akasaba Otai amugambire kenyini kiki ekibaireho. Otai yagamba nti akatererwa esimu okuruga hali Patricia yeija yasanga Mole abyamire hansi atakwetegereza kandi n'omufu ali hataho. Aho bakatwara Mole airwaro lya Bugorobi bamuhereza obujanjabi obw'okubangizibwaho nibwo bamwirukya bamutwara hairwaro Likoto erya IHK. Bamazire kuhuura ebyo bateetegereza nti bakali beetaaga abakugu okubakoonyeraho gamba nk'okurora omulingo omusaayi gwali nigusanamu omu kicweka ekyo we akaba takubyetegereza kurungi bayeta akaba tasobola kwetegereza omusaayi guno. Bakeeta n'abantu abandi okuruga mu bicweka hali bali nibakoora okuruga hali oluguudo luno lwa Jinja n'abandi kuruga Bugorobi Awirobo basibaho ekisiika bagaruka hansi. Uwe na Owinyi na Oriokot bakatandika okukaguliriza ebikaguzo hali abantu ababaire basangirwa ahakaaho niho hali amanyire harimu Otai halimu n'omukyumi wa haka yetebwa Nuwahereza akabaho n'ondi bamwita Denise hariho na Martha kandi we wenyini atakaguze Martha kandi atamukoleho kihandiko kyona. Otai akagamba nti kale leka mbagambire amazima genyini. Yagamba nti ateerirweko esimu kuruga hali Patricia namusaba nti ekibaireho batakyoleka okuba kibaire nk'okurasa kyonka bakyoleke nti bubaire butandwa. Hanyuma akagamba nti asangireke nti Mole bamuleesereke hairwaro lya bugolobi hali yabaire akozera omukiro yayita talondi nawe yabaire akozera okulaba omukiro ekyo nti bakamuwa obujanjabi bwa bwangu bwangu kandi babalagira bamutwale hairwaro ekkooti lya HK atiibwe na Patricia n'omuvugi emmotoka etwala abalwaire abali 10 bakatwala Mole hairwaro eyo ekkooto. Obarugireyo yagaruka bugolobi kandi wakabaala aho omulundo gwakaani Patricia akamuteerera yamugamba haliho ekintu ekindi ekibaireho omuka. Bakagenda omuka Otai, Patricia na Martha bagambira amanyire aleeta omutwalisi okuluga omusitowa yaguleeta yabeteeranizaho mu kisiika ekyo ekikulu kandi omutwalisi baguteeka hansi bayihaho Otai n'amanyire bakahemba omutumbi baguha kitabo ekikooto baguteeka omutwalisi kandi we Otai yagusemeza kandi yagusiba kurungi. Otai akaikara nahindura niwe yahindwire omutumbi okuluga ha kitabu kuguteeka ha mutwalisi yagusemeza kurungi kandi yagusiba nk'okubasiba abafu kandi we wenyini omukulu nibeteise akaguza amanyire kandi yamukoraho ekihandiiko. Amanyire akamugambira nti yayimukire genzi kasaaha nka 12 ezanyekyakara yaimuka yagenda kuwogi emmotoka yomukamuwe ekaba esimbirwe aheeru. Obwakaba ali okwo ahuura nk'abantu abakulwana yayiruka yamanyisa omucumbi n'omucumbi yamugambira nti yamukaguza nti okuhuurayo abakulwana yamugamba egonko bahuura baitu bakusana bali omutaahi. Amanyire yamugamba nangwa tibali omutaahi bali hano tuli. Yamugambira kikuzoka kiri bakuzoka bali omukisiiko okwo haiguru boona hamu bakairuka bagenda kisiika ekyo kyonka bakasanga kikingirwe. Bakairuka bagenda kisiika ekyo bayita Denise nawe akabali omunjomo baitu bakasanga kikingirwe bataine kyebakusobola kukora baikirawo barora nti tibaine kyebasobola kukora bayiterera Martha esimu ko basimuka bagenda hansi. Kyonka bakabandi bagenda batakaikire hansi amanyire akahuura ekintu ekikwatike kyatekereize ekirungi kiri kikwato ekyamaizi ekigwire hansi bayongerayo bagenda hansi. Obaikire hansi barugire abaliro olw'okubanza akahuura eiraka lya Mole n'amweta yairuka yagarukayo haiguru halwaliro olw'okubanza hali yamusangire ali mu kyogero ky'ekisiika ekindi atali ekisiika ekyabakulu bakabani baraaramu. Kalaba akasumi katiito Martha na Patricia baija amanyire yabakoonyera okuhimba Mole bamuteeka ommotoka bamuvuga bamutwara hairwaro. Hati we yagaruka omunju hali asangire Patricia yamugambira nti akwate ebaketi agireete aije asiimuule aheeru y'ekisiika. Obwakaba naasiimuura yahuura aine okutekereza kw'amaani hali omukamuwe omusaija yatandika kumuteerera esimu yateera emirundi nyingi muno baitu atabaho akugikwata. Obyateerateire nibo Martha yaija n'esimu yamukaguza bw'atya okuteera esimu eno okugambira ge kusemeza hano ate bw'atya okuteera esimu. otagaruka mu giteera simuura okunkugambirege amanyire akeyongerayo yasiimura yamaliriza hali baali bamulagiire okusiimuura kandi abusomye muno Martha Patricia na Otai bakagaruka bayataaha mu kisiika kandi nawe akabaroho obwo bamazire okuleeta omufaalisi guno bayikireho omutumbi bakuteereha mufaalisi bagwira kitabe kikooto yona bakuteera mufaalisi obwo nibikorwa Otai n'amanyire bakamulagira okusiimuura kusemeza mu kisiika muno yatandika kusiimuura betu bakaba nasiimuura haija omukozi w'ekitongole kino kya poliisi yamulagira alekeraawo kandi atuuka mu kisiika.
Can you identify for us who you have been referring to as a Amanyel? Stand up and identify them.
My lord, Amanyel is this one standing in my.
The next, who is that one?
The next is Otai. The next is Patricia, and the last one is Martha.
And the one on the screen?
My lord, the one on the screen is A1. No, I have never interacted with her.
So you're identifying her how?
I already saw her when she was being taken to court.
When you saw when she was?
When she was taken to court, the first day.
So, what happened after you have done these interviews? What happened next?
My lord, as the arrests were, when we were done with the scene, I was assigned to accompany the body to Marabokesi Semasha.
And who took the body from the scene?
My lord, the body was taken by A plus, service one.
Who called from A plus? Did you establish what called from
A plus was called by Otai Charles, my lord.
What did you establish?
Upon our investigations, actually, when I asked him, the one who told me I called for A plus, and she was requested by Patricia.
apart from escorting the body, what other role did you play?
My lord, when I reached at the mortuary, I filled a form request for postmortem, which is the police form 48A. I handed it over to the mortuary administration. When time came for postmortem, I was called in, I attended the postmortem. It was done in my presence.
Who else was there? Maybe let's hold on, we'll finish the bell.
My lord,
Okay. Who were you with?
my lord, I was with Dr. Ambayo and another doctor. I was with a so-called demotion, it was called the youth. The youth. I keep the youth, the so-called demotion. And the other mortuary attendants.
After the postmortem, what did you do?
My lord, during the postmortem, I requested for some samples for toxicology. And I requested for some swabs. The samples which were handed over to me, my lord, were packaged by Lesotho.
Which are those?
These are body parts, the liver, the kidney, the urine, the humerus tumor,
No. Liver, urine. What else? Say kidney, liver, urine. What else?
this liquid is called the humerus tumor. Then stomach contents, blood sample, and the swabs from the wound.
What did you do with these
I
samples?
filled the police form 17A and took some of the samples to the GRA for analysis. I remained with other samples, which I took to the so-called ginger road, which were meant for comparison with other exhibits which we already had with the so-called. I wrote the ones I took.
Just a minute. Yes, the ones you took to the guy.
My lord, I put him on the PF 17A.
Okay. Question for PID 39, and as she's stressing for it, what about name? What about nail clipping?
My lord does not receive a nail clipping.
Okay. According to the postmortem report that we had, that the nail clippings were fixed. What happened to them?
My lord, according to me, when we were for postmortem, I requested for samples which I put on the police form 17A. Then the nail clippings were moved, were picked later when I had already picked the exhibits which had been packed. By the time I was informed that the nail clippings are there, I went to pick it and found the cleaners already cleaned. So I did not receive the nail clippings. They had cleaned my lot. I did not get the nail clippings.
So he did see findings. He said I did not get them because the cleaners.
That is
Oh, we
not what
cannot
he has
know.
said. He doesn't know what
He
happened.
said they were the cleaners had already cleaned. I did not get them. The clipping.
Very clear.
Actually,
Do you know what happened?
actually, my lord, when we are collecting these samples which I requested for, there is a table, a special table which they put. So the SOCO had already received them from me. I picked them and went to fill the 17A. By the time I was informed that they are mere clippings, because the clippings were not picked in my presence. By the time I thought they had already cleaned the much because it was in the evening hours.
I found area. Okay. About the police form 17A that you filled, how do you identify? That? Apart from your name, how else can you identify?
It has a reference, my lord, of Gorobi.
And why does it have a reference from Bogolobi?
My lord, by the time we had the scene, we used the reference of Gorobi because they are the ones who received the information first. And by the time I was taking the body, we had not made any other reference at the Ginger Road. So we used the Gorobi CD reference,
Just a minute.
SCP-31.
So I want you to look at this document. Here it is. Yes. This is PID 39. Where is your name on that document?
My lord, the name is here. Last address, the rank is also here.
What exhibits did you forward?
I forwarded the my lord stomach contents, part of kidney, liver, bile, blood sample, urine, and the vitreous tumor.
What reference were you given at the lab? What was the reference?
At the lab, my lord, I was given reference TX 658 2023.
And if you look at the back, nature of crime, what was the source of that information?
The nature of crime, my lord. The source of this information was as per the narrative of Otai. It was brief facts which were given to me by Otai. They are the ones which I wrote here, my lord.
I know I applied to have PID Cat9 to be tendered in evidence as prosecution exhibit.
PID 39 is admitted in evidence and not PE 109.
Okay. You earlier mentioned that you had other exhibits that you took so forth. Do you remember these exhibits apart from the blood that you have told us and the swabs?
My lord, I took blood sample, then the swabs, and the chlorines of the deceased. Chlorines which were recovered from the deceased during postmortem.
Okay. And we could take
Nambire nti abantu abali mu lukala amateeka luno abanyegerwa boona amabala gaabo bamanya tulinaho amanyire tulina Otai, tulina Patricia, tulina na Martha, tulina na Moye Katanga ali Hakyoma Kalimagezi atasoboye kuba hano omubuntu. akaheebwa omulimo okusendekereza omutumbi guno kugutwala airwaro baali nibagya kugukebeera kandi omutumbi gukaba nigutwalwa ekitongole ekikonyera byokuziika nokuleera abafu ekiyitibwa ambulance ekikaba ogwo asabirwe Patricia. Kika kino mukasika kano hali ngahura emitumbi akaijuza ekihandiko kya polisi kiine namba 48 kandi kiri kyokusaba nti basobole kukebeera omutumbi guno kandi we wenyini akabayo mukasika omwali bakaba nibakebeera omutumbi guno akabayo n'abadaktari ababiri omu daktari Mbayo Nondi utagambirwa ibara Nondi omukuru akaba nakura ekicweka ebikozi yuho misango n'abandi abakozi b'omukasika muno kandi akasaba omutumbi guyibwaho ebintu ebimu ebikwetaaga okukozesebwa omukukebera kuno kandi kino kikakorwa omukulu ono akuura ebicweka ebitoliirweho emisango kandi akabisiba kurungi yabimuheereza ahabaire ebicweka ebyomubiri gw'omuntu ahali nka obune ahali nebicweka ebindi ebyomunda halimu n'omusaahi n'ebindi kandi bino ebimu akabiheerezayo kitongole kibasabire okubakebeera ekibeesere legal kandi ebindi yabitwara yabiheereza omukuru akuura ebicweka ebikoliirweho emisango we wenyini atugambire atakuna kucwekacweka bwenono z'omutumbi guno habwokuba enono zikasarwa hanyuma we amazire okurugayo kandi oguyagire obamugambire tibatuyeho enono obyagate akasanga nti ekikalo kikaba bamazireya okukisemeza so nikitekerezebwa nti ninono bakaba bakisemereizemu adasobole kuzitunga ekihandiiko kino akukyetegereza kurungi habwokuba kiriho amabara ge kandi kiina enamba eyahairwe ibabuhaire bali bakozesa ege polisi eya bugoloobi ensonga bwati bagikozeseza ekiri nti nibo babandize kutunga amahuriro gano nk'okwabayeho omusango mu kicweka kimu hali ebicweka ebibatwara hansi epoliisi eno eya bugoloobi kandi obwire obwo batwara omutumbi bakaba batakabaire kutunga enamba endi yona ebakaba nibasobola kuteeka omutumbi guno ebintu ebimu akabihayo ngotubaire tugambire ebihayo ebikwata ebicweka bimu ebya enda y'omuntu obune n'ebindi akabihayo bisobole kweyongera kwetegerezebwa kandi biroho iryo namba yenini eyabahairwe amahuriro gano goona agakaba nakozesa gali okusigikira ebintu ebyamazima ebimu otaayi ebyamugambire kandi alituli hati ekihandiiko kino kisabire kuhebwayo kandi kihairwe n'enamba kiri kimu hali ebizibiti ebijja kuba nibikora mu lugalo luno lw'amateeka ebintu ebindi gamba nk'omusaahi n'engoye byo ebyomugenzi bikatwalibwa yaheebwa omukulu akaba nakola ekyoka kino.
Mr. Betese, as we come to the close, what else do you follow up on relating to this case?
My Lord, being on the team of which was investigating, I followed up court orders, retrieved the court letters, court
Obtained
letters,
court orders for court
court letters of accused and deceased, and
respect to what?
in respect to their telephone numbers,
Where did you take the?
I forwarded them for analysis of the forensic services. I also followed the court orders to have the DVR, which was retrieved from the home of the deceased, examined, and still forwarded them to police services. I followed up.
Just a minute. Okay. What else did you?
I followed up the reports.
Apart from the reports, any other court order that you followed up?
There was another court order which was made for examining the meter, electricity meter, which was at the home of the deceased. That one does not go well.
Examining the meter. After receiving this court order, where did you go with it?
I took it to, I went with the member staff, went to the home of the deceased, where we found family security personnel guarding the home.
Which security?
An officer's married.
So when you found army officers guarding the home, what did you tell them?
We introduced ourselves and the reason which had taken us there, and showed them a court order. Upon receipt of the court order, the one who received it took a picture of it. He called somebody who I didn't know on the phone. They talked together. Then he told us that he has instructions from the family lawyer not allow anybody at the scene, including police officers. He tore the court order. From there, we withdrew.
Withdrew and went where?
We withdrew and came back to General Police Station. The remaining group went to the offices.
Apart from court orders, what else do you?
My lord, I followed up the reports which we had, or whatever we had submitted for analysis. I retrieved the reports. Some were attached to the file, and others were brought directly to the DPS office, my lord.
Ale uwekuba ali katebe kino kyabakaguliriza zinahondera kandi natunga ebihandiko by'amateeka ebikubakiriza okukola ebintu ebimu ali balinakola kandi ebikwatagana hali abanyegerwa gamba ebihandiko ebikubakiriza okutunga ebikwata amasimu gaabo kandi byona akabihayo okwongera omubaka ogwo okwongera okwetegerezebwa kandi nekihandiko kimu akatunga ebihandiko bingi bingi omuli hali ekihandiko ekimu ekikaba nikibaikiriza okukebera akoma akapima amasanyalazi ag'omumaka namuno amaka g'omugenzi abo batutungire kino ekihandiko bakagenda omumaka g'omugenzi n'abakozi ba ekitongole ky'amasanyalazi n'omukulu akulu ekikalo ekyo eky'omusango kandi obaikireyo bakasanga haliho abakulinda abamahe akikalo ekyo bakesoborwaho nibo booha kandi babagambira ekigendererwa ekibalesere ekihandiko kino abalinzi bamahe bakakitunga bateera ekisisani kandi bateerera omuntu we owatamanyire obateerera esimu babaza nawe hanyuma bakabagambira nti balina kulagirwa ebiragiro okuluga hali abatonganirizi ab'eka egyo nti obutaikiriza omuntu weena okutaaha omumaka omwo n'obwakubaire eri abakozi ba poliisi ekihandiko kino nti kikatemurwa bamaze okukitemura bakaba batari ekindi ekyokola balugayo bagarukayo mubicweka byabo hali bakaba nibakola ali bali balugireho ha poliisi egyo y'oluguudo lwa Jinja n'abandi ekitongole ky'amasanyalazi ekya umeme kandi ekintu ekindi azire nahondera n'ebintu ebindi byona ebya hairo eyo omubaka ogwo okwetegerezebwa kandi nebyalugiremu nabyo akabitunga kandi akabihayo abali supposed kubiheereza.
I know that is all that we have for this witness. Now available for cross-examination.
Finally, Batese, when did you join the police force?
I wrote I joined in 1994.
What rank?
I joined as a professional police constable.
Pardon?
I joined as a professional police constable. I wrote, I joined as a professional police constable, that is a PPC,
Profession.
Probation police officer. Police constable.
And from police constable, okay, after your probation, what happened?
I was deployed to go and work in the field.
And you were at that rank for how long?
This rank where I'm my road. My road is like 14 years.
14.
Around 14 years.
Then from there, you became a sergeant.
I was promoted to corporal my road.
You were corporal for how long?
I was a corporal my road for like 9 years. No, like 12.
Yes, from corporal you became,
I became a sergeant on my road.
wait,
That was 2000.
sorry?
My road is 2000.
2000.
22 my road.
2022. 2022 to date, you are sergeant.
Yes, my road.
I made to understand that promotions in the Uganda police based on merit. Correct?
Yes, my road.
Why are you laughing? I'm not saying. I've just looked at.
I'll proceed, my lord. What is the next rank from sergeant?
The next one from the sergeant, my road is assistant inspector of police.
Yet there. So you have to become
Yes, my road. I'm expecting it.
Right. Now, you have no formal training in examining wounds. You
I have my road according to my training.
you have any certificates relating to training, rising wounds.
My road, I have a certificate in general study investigations.
We are talking about wounds.
It covers all my road. The police, we, apart from specialized units, when you go for induction course in ID, you train general.
But they say you have no specialized training in wounds. You have.
I have a certificate in CID induction course, my road. which covers all that.
I'm talking about specialized training in wounds, not the general CID training.
My lord, what is who specializes in wounds are doctors and nurses. I'm a police officer.
Thank you. I can suggest you, since you are not the expert, and not simply look at wound and say, this is exit, this is entry. Because you don't have that training.
That is not true, my lord.
I want to suggest to you that that is scientific examination by experts, not a surgeon.
My lord, there are some wounds which need experts, like internal and covered wounds. That one I cannot examine. But there are some wounds which you look at and differentiate. Where you can say this wound was by a hanger or by a sharp object or a piercing object.
You recall that you documented whatever you did in the statement.
Yes, my lord.
When was that?
My lord, I don't recall a date unless I look at the statement.
Want to refresh yourself?
Only looking at the, if I look at the date, I recall. If I look at the statement.
Right him.
My lord, I recorded this statement on 17th January 2024.
By the time you made that statement, whatever you put down was still very fresh regarding what you had done, correct?
Yes, my lord.
You signed it.
Yes, my lord.
Is self-recorded.
Yes, my lord.
And whatever that statement is what you observe at the scene as true as an investigator.
My lord, this statement is a summary of what I saw, what I did, and what I observed. It's a summary.
Listen to the question. That statement, what observed at the scene. That is what you put down.
My lord has already answered. What I observed, what I saw, and what I did. This is a summary of it.
Whatever is not there, where would one find it?
My lord, that's why I'm here.
But they say, supposing you are not here, anybody come and testify on your behalf using that statement?
Yes, my lord.
He know what is not summarized in the statement.
My lord, this statement would.
He know what is not summarized.
I'm answering, my lord.
No, please.
My lord, let me answer. This statement would have been corroborated with other documents which I handled, and they are in the file, my lord.
So if anybody were to come and testify regarding that statement, you also have to go through the file and see what you observe. You.
My lord, he would come and talk about this statement, but there are other documents which we would have talked about themselves.
There are some documents which should have.
There are some documents which were collected, gathered, and attached to the file, my lord, which would have corroborated my statement.
Now, got her lordship that you got a court order, took it to the home, court order to retrieve the meters, right?
Yes, my lord.
You are denied access. The court order was torn. Correct?
Yes, my lord.
That is a very important piece of evidence as far as you are concerned, correct?
Yes, my lord.
Not anywhere in your statement, is it?
As earlier told you, my lord,
Please,
it was a summary.
just answer the question.
It's not in my statement.
By the time you wrote this statement, you had already got the court order, correct?
No, my lord.
Your evidence, when you went to the scene with both offenders, Diana, others, I led you to the room, master bedroom, opened it. Is that?
Yes, I did.
I want to suggest to you that that is done.
A lot.
In fact, time not even lead you to the master bedroom.
My lord, it is Otai who led us and opened the door.
And you have a look at yourself. I want you to stay with it. I want you to go to the middle of the first page. You can see where you state I together with other detectives. Okay. Read what? I together with other detectives.
I, together with other detectives and Soko, Ginger Road, AIP Orugu, accompanied Detective ASP Akongo, OCCID Ginger Road, the said scene at Plot 50, Shwatu Road, Mbuya. And we found one ASP Peter OC Bogorobi was already at the scene, preserving it.
Yes.
The main scene was in the master bedroom and had been closed. We opened it.
Read properly.
We opened it, we opened the door, and on examining the scene, the whole
You can stop there.
yes.
You can see that there is no mention of tie leading you to the master bed. Correct? According to what is there.
My lord, I used the word we.
Okay, fine. The Otai mentioned as being with you.
My lord, I used the word.
Mr. Batese, please, let us not waste time. You have mentioned detectives and Soko Jinja Road Urugu, accompanied by ESP Hong, Road. Your time mentioned there.
My lord, as earlier mentioned.
No, please, we are on this statement, Mr.
Allow me, that's why, my lord. Yes, my lord.
Is what I mentioned there. You clarify in examination.
Otai is not mentioned here.
Read, we.
We opened the door, and on examining the scene,
You can stop there. There is no Otai opening the door for you. Correct?
yes.
So it is you, the detectives you are with, who opened the door to the master bedroom, according to the statement.
My lord, that's why I used the word we.
Now, okay, you are saying that we opened the door and examined the scene, correct?
Yes, my lord.
By that you mean that you're examining the scene with your tie.
My lord, I insist. That's
You
why I
are
use the word
examining
we.
the scene with your tie. That's what you imply there.
Otai is among a we.
So you are examining the scene with him. Yes?
He was the one leading us to the scene, my lord.
Question is, you examined the scene with your tie according to what is the statement.
Otai was the one leading us, my lord.
Would you like to answer my question, sir?
But hasn't he answered?
He hasn't, my lord.
He has answered that the child was the one leading them, and then they examined it.
My question, my lord, is different. Saying, was Otai examining the scene with you?
My lord,
Yes or no, please?
my lord. Otai led us to the scene and we
That
examined
one
the
I
scene.
know. The question is examining the scene.
But the
But you are
answer is
saying
given,
that
my lord.
Otai was
The answer is
one
given. Yeah.
leading us to the scene. Okay, Mr. Beji,
Yes, my lord.
did Otai participate in the scene examination?
No.
I see. So please don't. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You are wasting time.
No.
You are wasting God's time.
You are trying to make him waste our time.
No, you are asking
Now,
relevant things.
when you entered this room, everything was scattered.
I do not even.
That's the question is, when you entered the master bedroom, listen, when you entered the master bedroom, everything was scattered.
No, my lord.
And blood, please, Mr. Batiste, listen, blood was all over the room.
There was blood.
Door, bathroom, washroom, curtains, doors, walls.
Yes, my lord.
And what you saw was an indication that there had been a scuffle. Yes?
Yes, my lord.
That is what you put down in your statement, correct?
Yes, my lord.
Can you read it? Court. We, that we, open the,
We opened the door and on examining the scene, the whole room was scattered with blood. Right away from the door, the bathroom, stroke washroom, spreading the curtains, door frames, indication that there was a scuffle in the room before the death of Katanga.
when you interviewed Amanyire, right? Told you, did he not, that he had scuffle in the master bedroom.
Yes, my lord.
So when you tell her lordship that the whole room was before the room were arranged, that you are saying
My lord, it is not a lie.
you to have suspicion
Yes, my lord.
that what?
That it could have triggered disagreement between the two parties.
You have Are you the one who picked that agreement?
My lord, the agreement was picked by the Soko.
Look at it. Look at this man. That's the agreement which was recovered in your presence.
This is the agreement, my lord.
Was concerning what?
Agreement for sale of the condominium.
Was selling
National Security Fund.
national.
Security Fund,
So read it properly.
I'm saying, between the National Social Security Fund and Henry Katanga and Muri Katanga.
So the buyers were who?
It was Henry Katanga and Muri Katanga.
Not only Mole Katanga, correct?
Yes, my lord.
So Katangas were the ones buying the property.
Yes, my lord.
At the National Social Security Fund side,
No, my lord.
so how does that give you the motive for the matter?
My lord, it added to the suspicion.
I want to suggest to you, officer, your narrative that that agreement led you to that suspicion. Very false.
It was
Nothing in it.
my lord, it was an additional to what we already have.
when you are in the master bedroom, you observe red mark on the ceiling.
Yes, I did, my lord.
You also observe red holes on it.
Yes, my lord.
The net was still hanging.
Yes, my lord.
One hole was down and another one was upper side. Correct?
My lord, I observed the holes, but upper and lower were examined by other.
You were there, you must have seen.
My lord, I saw holes. But the upper and the lower, those ones were done by other experts.
Okay. So possible both holes were down, lower. Correct? From what you saw,
My lord, I saw some holes in the net.
when you go to scene, an investigating officer, you note what you observe. You simply take a visual.
My lord, I do.
You not.
I do not, my lord.
Not note these holes.
My lord, I
Their
noted.
location.
My lord,
Did you, please?
I noted that there were holes on the net.
In your statement, you make no mention of that.
My lord, I don't talk about the government,
Fine.
but
You have answered. Now, at that scene, did you take that swab fingerprints on it, that as smoking rags, bed sheets, and clothing?
my lord, the lot of corrective exits were for the soccer.
want to suggest to you, officer, actually you are the one who them.
It's not true, my lord.
I want you to look at page 4. First sheet. Statement. You read it? That says, fifth line from the bottom.
I beg your pardon, ma'am.
Fourth sheet, count 5 lines from the bottom. Start.
Exits like blood swabs, fingerprints, mosquito net, ladders, mopping rugs, bed sheets, and chlorines were collected and taken for analysis.
These are fingerprints, you talk of the fingerprints of the deceased.
No, my lord.
Good.
My lord, these are fingerprints which were collected from the suspects.
From?
From the suspects. Then we had the latent marks which were collected from the scene. All that one was done by the SOCO.
Were fingerprints lifted from the hands of the deceased?
No, my lord.
No. Did not see any bullet mark on the floor.
No.
No bullet marks on the walls other than the ceiling. Correct?
Yes, my lord.
Now, from your observation, how was the shot?
From my observation, my lord,
As an experienced homicide officer.
the deceased was shot on the head
How?
using a gun.
Yes. Can you show court the position of the shooter?
My lord, I cannot tell the position of the shooter.
As an experienced investigator, in the wounds,
However, I'm telling you that the entry hole was here on the left. The exit was in the ear, meaning that the position of the shooter was on the left side of the deceased. And the higher than was higher than the ear.
So the shooter fired downwards.
Right downwards.
Downwards.
Yes, my lord.
If the shooting was downwards, like say, passes through the head of the deceased, would find a mark somewhere down. Correct?
My lord, according
Because,
to
yes, it's shooting downwards.
my lord, according to my experience, once a bullet passes through an object, it reduces the speed, so we would have not even made the
Correct?
because it passed through the scar, exited from here,
Yes.
will not make an impact on the floor.
Not.
Actually, I do not recover that bullet. That's why I'm not
Talk
recover.
about. So if it passed through the head, going downwards, not create an impact on the floor.
I do not see an impact, my lord.
Did it? What about on the bed? Do you see any bullet hole on the bed?
It's not there, my lord.
On the side drawer? Nothing?
There was nothing.
But you saw evidence of
I saw an impact.
bullet
I saw an impact
on the ceiling.
Yes, my lord.
So, from your theory, after the bullet hit the deceased downward position, then it went to the ceiling.
I have not talked about that, my lord.
Manire told you that had one crying.
My lord, I have not talked about crime.
He tell you so
We had A1 call him.
about crying.
We talked about the scuffle. I mean,
What about, did you talk about crime? Did you hear the
Rise by A1.
A1 crime?
yes, my lord.
He also told you, Amanyire, that when he went and found her in the bathroom, she was bleeding profusely.
Yes, he did.
He also told you that she was in critical condition.
Yes, he did.
told you that Yamanyire rest lifted her vehicle taken to hospital immediately.
Yes, my lord.
Yamanyire also told you anyone called her and first went where she was.
Yes, my lord.
She found her naked.
Yes, my lord.
And officer, the clothing which you picked from the master bedroom, which were taken, are those of A1.
My lord, all exits were picked by Soko.
Pardon?
You were present.
All exits were picked by Soko. So, authentic.
You interviewed Massa.
No, my lord.
Who interviewed her?
The scene, she talked to Madame Bibiana, but I don't know what the outcomes of it.
Have pro as she interprets.
Well, remain in the exhibit. So let her in. Pictures remain in the investigate in the exhibit. So let her translate, and then it's a good time to break off, and then we come back at 2:30 with all the.
Kitegeezeyo nti siikoomo akasangamu ekihandiiko eky'okwikiraniza eky'okutunda ekyabaire kiteekerezebwa kuba byaleeserewo obuteetegerezangana hagati y'abantu babiri bano, omunyoro n'omukyala. Ekihandiiko kino wakati yayo kandi kiri mu lukala luno lw'amateeka. Kikwatagana nsonga ez'okutunda ekyombeko ekimu eky'amaanyi nekitimbibwa ekitongole ekimu eky'omwihanga muno, kandi abaguzi bakaba bali Lukyara Mule na Nyiro Henry Katanga. Ekitongole kino kikaba nikitunda kyo naffe kikaba kitakateereho omukono, baitu kyo kikaba nikyongera hali ebimu ebyabaire nibiteekerezebwa kuba byaleeserewo obuteetegerezangana babiri bano. Kandi aketegereza nti akabaho akabonero k'eisasi haiguru akasolya ekisiika kino, kandi n'ebiburo bibiri eby'amasasi biri akatimba akemebo akali katiro haiguru kali hakitabu ekyo baitu atetegereze ebifuro bino bikaba biri kicweka kikenyini kandi bikaba nibisana bita kino kitandikirwe mu mutandiko w'ekeki yahandikire kandi ebintu byona ebizibiti byona bikasorozebwa omukulu akaba nakura ekicweka ekyo ebicweka ebikorwa biba biriho emisango omu kihandiiko kye harupapura olwakana sale namba 5 okuruga hansi kuleka nti ebizibiti byona gamba nk'ebisiimuura nk'engoye n'ebindi byona bikasorozebwa kandi byatwalibwa baitu kino nakyo taniwe yakikozere kakorwa omukulu akaba nakuura ebintu nk'ebyo kandi bakatunga imanyikizo z'engaro okuruga hali abakaba hali abanyegerwa baitu hatali omutumbi atarole imanyikirizo yona yesasi hansi ya semiti okwiyaho n'akabisiika okwiyaho haiguru akasolya baitu okusigikira mu byarozere omugenzi akarasibwa ha mutwe n'emundu baitu takusobola kutugambira ali ayarasire abaire ayemereire kyonka nikizooka kusigikira hakihoya nikizooka ngu ayamurasire akaba yemereire harinaho kandi akarasa nagara hansi kandi abokuba esasi likaraba omukintu ekindi gamba nti bubiri bw'omugenzi so atarole imanyikirizo yona rundi hali lyasisire hansi ya semiti atarole nekiburu kyona hakitabu urundi harubaju lw'ekitabu baitu akabaho imanyikirizo yesasi haiguru akasolya kandi taliwo takatugambire nti kintu kyona ekikusana nti esasi lyateire mugenzi likaruga mu lyateera akasolya ngo amanyire akamugambira nti akahura mule natura kandi obu yagenze yakasanga naja muno omusaayi kandi ali kubi muno bakamucureka bamuhimba bamutwara mu kiiruka kandi aho naho bamutwara mu irwaro amanyire nabo amugambira nti mule akamweta yagenda hali yabaire obu yahikireyo akasanga ali busa nti ebizibiti bino byona bikasorozebwa kandi we wenyini taniwe yakagulirize mata bakaba bali omukicweka ekyo baitu akaba nabaza n'omukyara Viviana
Malakwa. Malakwa.
Kena pun sana.
It's the most active rank in the police.
I want more paper.
There are paper behind there. 2 minutes. Where Anna was writing. Where it is? There. Oh, okay. Just remove and bring here.
MTN wega abazi kusumbuwa anti ziriyo MTN bbiri waliwo waliwo wakaneti waliwo neeyo nawe dana